Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and today I'm giving myself a tattoo. So I'll get into the explanation and everything with that as regards to safety and some of the steps I learned the way. Now keep in mind this is for entertainment purposes, so there is some information here, but we're going to go into that, so let's get inked. As a legal disclaimer, you may need to check with your laws, your state laws, as to who you can tattoo and if it's legal or not. I'm pretty sure under 18, that's a no-go for anybody. You may not even be able to tattoo yourself or anyone if you don't have a license, a tattooing license, or like a registration. So look into that. So you may be asking, why am I giving myself a tattoo? Well, for one, I wanted to save some money, do it myself. I do like artwork, and I have a lot of fun, designing my own things and then drawing. Tattooing is a little bit different, but keep in mind there is some serious risks that you're taking. You could have a skin infection, there could be scarring, other health issues. So, I highly, strongly recommend that you do it professional, go to a shop, get it done. But if you want to do it yourself, I'm a DIY kind of guy, so I like to do things myself, so go ahead and follow along. Let's go over some of the supplies that you'll be using. I bought a tattoo machine. I bought a Dragon Hawk. It's a rotary tattoo machine. It's beginner friendly. It came in 2 boxes, which I repackaged for the purpose of the video. But there is your power supply, so you need to charge that before use. And then in the other box, it has a cord. So the cord was like a USB to C, so I just plugged it into any charging outlet, let it charge for a few hours, and then it just plugs in to the top of the rotary machine. So here's the actual tattoo gun. It looks like a tattoo pen, I suppose. And then your power supply just plugs right into the top. Just push it in there, and then it has a button on the side. Hold it down, and it'll show you your voltage. I ran my machine at 7.2 volts, which was a nice needle speed. Wasn't too difficult to run the needle. And then by twisting the tip clockwise or counterclockwise, you can adjust the needle depth. Here is the package of needles that the kit came with. I bought a kit. I'll put the links down on the description that I bought from Amazon. But you have a standard liner and then a round liner needles. I think the package come with 20. There are varying degrees of needles. Keep in mind that the higher the number, the thicker the line. So if you're going for like 7 round, 9 round, whatever liners, it'll just make the line on your skin thicker and bolder. In order to put the needle in the pen, it just slides in and then twists. It has little teeth that grab, and then the needle will go in and out depending on how far you have the depth set. The kit I bought also came with ink caps. You'll put the ink in these caps. It'll hold a little bit of ink. Just make sure you don't actually let the needle touch the plastic, as it may damage the needle. But once you put your needle in the tip, you'll see it slowly draw the ink up into the cartridge, and then you've got some ink inside your needle. And then the ink, you just shake it up. It has a little ball in there, and then pour it into the cap. Pretty simple. Some other things that were recommended that I totally used is the box is still closed. Vinyl exam gloves. You want to keep yourself sterile. There's also some medical grade pens, which if you wanted to do like body artwork, you could draw on your skin and then tattoo over the drawing. I tried that. It looked like crap, so I used a stencil. Much easier, much cleaner to use a stencil. A few other things that were in the kit was there is some like grip tape. You could wrap this around the pen or the gun to give you added grip. There was some fake skin, which I'd highly recommend that you practice on this fake skin. I did not do any practicing, so my tattoo looks amazing. But you would practice on the skin to help you with needle depth, line consistency, and smooth, clean lines. The needle only needs to penetrate your skin about the depth of a penny, so it's really, really shallow that it needs to go into your skin. About 1 to 2 millimeters is enough. If it's too shallow, the ink won't stick. If it's too deep, you'll cause bleeding and scarring. But you want to focus on control. I did have some shaky lines due to my lack of practice, and then some of the awkward angles because I did do my shoulder, so it was kind of hard to hit some of the back areas. That's why you practice on that skin to get a nice block of experience, and that way you're a little more comfortable with how deep the needle should go, what the lines should look like. By the way, I pulled some of that footage and information from Daniel Yuck, so check out his YouTube channel. It was helpful. Some more for your shopping list. Grab some alcohol wipes, or I used isopropyl alcohol for sterilizing the area, some paper towels. You may want some green soap or some kind of cleanser. And then I did grab a big booklet of transfer paper so I could stencil my design. Since I'm trying to keep the cost low, I won't be printing this, but it is available. You could get a printer. You could then use the printer to print you a perfect image and then stencil that to your arm. But I drew a bunch of stuff. So I got a compass, paper, pen, and I just went through some designs. I'm like, well, should I do an eagle? I could do a monster. I could do a snake guy or a robot head. But I'm like, I should need to keep it clean and simple. A lot of my artwork is like really all over the place. So I ended up on this, which is the Augishhammer. In Norse mythology, you know, like Odin and Thor, it was a Viking rune that was inscribed on your forehead to grant you invincibility during battle. That's pretty cool. Plus, it's all like straight lines. So I thought that'd be pretty easy to tattoo, pretty minimalistic. So I just drew it, and then I copied it with the transfer paper. I also liked it because of its shape and size. It's a cover-up. I had a laser tattoo removal, which didn't exactly remove everything, so this is also a cover-up. But once I drew it on the notepad, I could then draw it a second time on the transfer paper, and then you have to copy a third time to get the transfer paper ink to adhere to the page. You then take some deodorant, rub it on your arm, and then place the transfer paper image exactly where you want it, and it'll stick on there. It's stuck for like a day and a half. I even got in the shower. So once it's on, it stays on. Also, don't forget to use a razor, shave off that hair, and then use your alcohol to disinfect. Shame on me, I don't have the footage, but I did sit in front of a mirror, and I did take my time tracing the image with the needle. I had to continuously wipe away the extra ink, and then once you're done, it's recommended to wrap it up with a bandage, and then keep it clean, and wash it, and put ointment on there. Alrighty, here's the reveal. So there's the tattoo, check it out. So it's probably been about 4 days since I did it, 4 or 5, so it's starting to heal. The hardest thing I'd say was like, doing the back, because while I was looking in the mirror, you're trying to look and then do everything in reverse. So back here was harder. But all in all, I think it came out pretty well. I did have to do several passes on the lines. And then, as I do some more designs, I think I'm going to do like a sleeve out of it. But it didn't come out too bad. Multiple passes, so the lines aren't exactly super crisp, which I think kind of adds to the imagery of it, But anyway, all right, there you go, boys. Check it out. Go get your tattoos.